I don't know about you, but I'm perplexed. I'm confused. I don't understand. It's 2023. We got amazing technology. I watched the video, the CCTV footage of the murder of AKA. What kind of video resolution is that? You can't see anything. It's just blurred. What is the point of having these CCTV cameras? We've landed. I don't know. We've landed a man on the moon. We on the verge of space tourism. We've got the internet. We've got amazing. We've got drones. We've got drones. If this was an ISIS sleeper cell, they would be able to target me and blow me up as I sit here, and the neighbors wouldn't even know the difference. But somebody can just walk across the road, walk up to AKA, the rap artist, point blank range, boom, in the head. The arrogance, the confidence, the chutzpah. This man knows that, hey, no one's going to stop me, no one's going to catch me. The Zapruder tape, Abraham Zapruder took better his cinematography back in when JFK was assassinated. You know the Zapruder tape? You could there was more clarity, better resolution when JFK was assassinated. Back and to the left. You could see things. Shame on them. Shame on the person who installed that CCTV camera. So just a blurred figure. You can make out that the man had it's a cap over his head. He had these black tracksuit pants with a stripe down the side. No one knows who he is, but a family member, a close friend of this killer, if they watched the video, they would know it's him. You know, what is it? The style of walking. The way he was walking. He had a bit of a certain swagger. Hey, that white stripe. I bought those at Mr. Price for you, Johannes. Hey, aren't those the tracksuit pants that you bought at Mr. Price last week? Yes, the black with the white stripe, and that's the way you hold your gun. That's you get what I mean. Somebody out there knows the killer. But you know we got great security, we got CCTV cameras. What's the point? What's the point if you can't see anything? Yo, what a terrible story. What a tragedy. What I don't understand, he was a rap artist, he was a musician. So what did he do? What was his day-to-day activity? What was he involved in? AKA, he was making music, spending time in the studio, spending time perhaps in his office or his whatever bedroom, writing music, creating music, maybe having the odd meeting, socializing. Why would somebody assassinate him just go up to him, aka point blank range, dead? Obviously, there's more to the story. There must be some dark, nefarious details behind this horrible killing. But it's kind of weird because rappers all over the world, it's almost like a universal common thread. There's maybe I can think off the top of my head maybe 2 or 3 other rappers. The most famous was Tupac Shakur, also assassinated. And then last year, some newish rapper, Nas, I think his name was Nas or Schnozzle. Biggie Smalls. Don't get me wrong, I don't know this music. I don't follow it. It's just peculiar. What kind of a world do we live in? standing on the pavement, chatting to your friend, person just walks up, boom, gone. You're gone, dead. He was a great talent, very popular. People loved him. People liked him. What a tragedy. Condolences to his family. It's just a horrible situation. President Ramaphosa's State of the Nation address last week. Well, have you forgotten about it? I was going to do an episode straight away while it was still fresh in my mind. But maybe it's just as well because I needed time to. I had to condense. Had to maybe think about it more. But then, on second thoughts, I think my gut reaction, my initial reaction, probably would have been better because now I've had time to relax and be more civil. It's better if I'm not relaxed and uncivil. I was going to say fantastic speech. Brilliant speech. President Ramaphosa had to give a good speech. He had to be positive. He couldn't, but then what's the boundaries? Like, what is the limits of being positive? I think one can argue, and I'm arguing that perhaps he overdid it with his, like, I think his positivity and his projected goals were just completely unrealistic. If he achieves what he said in that speech, the GDP of South Africa would improve by 20% this year, which is like never heard of. That doesn't happen. Gross domestic product. The unemployment rate would go down to 10%, down from 45 or 50. I would have the most reliable erection imaginable, and I would be able to sustain myself for at least 3 minutes in a scenario, in a coital situation. I would weigh 92 kilograms and I'd be running 8 kilometers in 32 minutes. If I did a State of the Damon address, sorry, my chronology is wrong I'm talking about the State of the Damon address. Imagine that. The State of the Damon address. I would be making R1 million a month. I'd be happy all the time. Blood pressure would be low. Diabetes gone. No more diabetes. The hole in my big toe. I've got a hole in my toe, by the way. It's like a diabetic ulcer. I don't want to really talk about it. That's gone. I've got a car. I don't have a car. Suddenly I got a brand new car. I wanted the Mini Cooper electric. Yeah, that's what I want. 738,000 rand or 600. I got that. I'm driving that now. If the State of the Damon address was in reality. But jokes aside, after, is it 4 days or 5 days, I'm now a little bit, and now I'm annoyed. I'm a bit angry now. At first, I thought President Ramaphosa, he can't, look, let's be honest, you can't expect President Ramaphosa to do a totally honest State of the Nation. You can't expect him to say, hello, where is the money? Where is the electricity? People of South Africa. Okay, I'm not going to do his voice because it's not good. But like, imagine I'm President Ramaphosa. Listen, we are screwed. We are screwed. The Guptas literally have sodomized us with no lubrication. They've sucked us dry. They took everything. Corruption is out of control. I can't even sit in an ANC meeting thinking somebody next to me is gonna steal my cell phone. To be honest. It's out of control. I can't stop. He can't be honest and say, I can't stop this corruption. It's out of control. Imagine if he did that. Ooh. there is no hope. We are hopeless. I mean, if you believed his State of the Nation, if you thought what he was going to say, if his State of the Nation address was to be believed, you would think that next week I can phone FNB, like my bank, First National Bank. Hello, hi, this is Damon Kalvari. Listen, will you just add solar panels to my roof? Just add it to my bond. Oh, at that 50% discount that the government has promised. Oh, yeah, and we've got like 30 years to pay it off. Thank you. And then they're installing my solar panels next week, tomorrow, well, next week, sometime afternoon, they're installing solar panels on my roof, and it's at half the price that, because the government's going to pay the other half. It's going to be all subsidized. Imagine that. That's the way he was talking. You would think that was going to happen. Suddenly, all your neighbors got solar panels on their roof. We got you're driving out to the Magaliesberg, and there's turbines, windmill generating electrical thingies, wind generating whatevers for electricity. Solar panels all over the place. Hey, if his speech was to believe, that's crazy. But I'm trying to be objective. I'm trying to be fair. I understand President Ramaphosa was in a situation. He's got to be positive, but he's got to also try to be a bit honest as well. Well, honesty fell out the window. It was just over the top, too optimistic and totally unrealistic. Totally unrealistic. We are going to bring in experts. We're going to. It's like everything's going to be sorted out if you believed his speech. When he said Minister of Electricity, I thought, whoa, that sounds impressive. Minister of Electricity. Sounds impressive. But then, after 2 or 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, State of the Nation address was on last week, Thursday. By Saturday, Sunday, thought to myself, it's a bit comical. Minister of Electricity, it sounds a bit comical, because we got Minister of Energy and Mineral whatever's Gwede Mantashe. It's like it sounded good, but now then I think to myself, hey, another ministerial salary. I'm not even going to get into the EFF charging towards President Ramaphosa. I was driving with my family. We were going out to get ice cream Thursday night, and we were listening to the thing on the radio. And a little bit afterwards, they interviewed John Steenhuisen from the DA. And John Steenhuisen's main complaint was that armed police or presidential security entered the parliament without being summoned. That was his main issue. I don't know, if I was John Steenhuisen, I would have thought my issue would be the EFF are storming towards the president. That's a little bit unruly. That's unruly. Isn't that a bit uncivilized behavior? That's what I thought. But John Steenhuisen's main complaint was that parliamentary security were armed and they entered the parliament chambers, and they weren't summoned. Weird. And then the DA also did something weird. President Ramaphosa declared a state of emergency regarding our electricity issues. And then John Steenhuisen objected to this. But a couple of months ago, John Steenhuisen was demanding or asking President Ramaphosa to declare a state of emergency. So, bit weird, bit strange. least we're not Turkey and Syria. It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. The numbers are now 38,000 people dead in Syria and Turkey. I don't know how accurate those figures are, because how do we know the situation in Syria? Syria is a war zone at the moment. Rescue efforts cannot reach or are not allowed to even enter certain parts of Syria. Rebel-held areas are not allowed. So from 38,000, the toll could still increase. Horrendous. My thing is, if they're going to rebuild over time, maybe they must just move people to different areas, because earthquakes tend to happen in the same place historically. Various fault lines are there. They're permanent fault lines. Anyway, well, I don't know. What else can one say? You sit there and you watch on TV and you're helpless. You're helpless. You're watching, you're helpless. But on the other hand, imagine you somebody like Elon Musk. Elon Musk is sitting there and he's thinking, no, you know what? It makes more sense to spend $43 billion on Twitter. That makes more sense. Let me change the world and fix the world by owning Twitter. That's going to be more useful. That's going to help people better. Help people more, I should say. The billionaires like Elon Musk and Bill Gates, I don't know, maybe I stand corrected. Maybe what are your thoughts? Do you know anything about that? It just makes you think. I mean, imagine you can afford to give away $50 billion. You would spend it on Twitter? Doesn't really make it. He didn't do it. The thing is with Elon Musk, he didn't buy Twitter as a clever business idea. It was purely an ego kind of, an ego thing. What's that? Can't remember it was an ego thing, for his ego. I'm special. Let me influence. Let me be out there. Wish you would just stick to doing cars. Before I go, just a quick mention. I've cancelled a feature that I was doing. The feature where I would explain why I haven't done a show for a long time. In this case, it's just over 3 weeks. I've decided to cancel that feature where I explain why I haven't done a show. So if I don't do a show for over a week, it's either because I'm and this isn't just me. I think this applies to like most people. When you procrastinate, it's either because I'm depressed. Depression is a big thing. You got to be energized. You got to be ready to have a bit of vuma. Just very busy, overwhelmed. That is the word. Overwhelmed with our news cycle is just overwhelming. Even today, before I was recording this particular episode, I thought to myself, there's so much happening in the world. There's so many different stories. You can't cover everything. So I've been procrastinating because I've had so many ideas of what stories to talk about. And then before I know what's what, 3 weeks is over. So if I don't do a show for a while, those are your reasons. So I'm not going to go into it again. Okay, you happy?